So, a couple weeks ago, we had an experiment where we made a cloud in a jar. We didn't have many materials. We had the jar, we had some ice, some boiling water, and we had some hairspray. So, let's take a look at the results of that experiment and let's figure out why it happened. I'm going to share a video file here and let's walk through it. Okay, here we go. So if you recall, we had our experiment. We poured some boiling water into a jar. So maybe quarter to a half full. You don't need a lot of water, but you can see right away that water heats up. That warm water heats the air in the jar. Some of that water condenses immediately and becomes water vapor, changes from a liquid to a gas. I put a little food dye in. You don't have to put the food coloring in, but I thought it made it look a little more interesting. You can see it spread really quickly in the warm water. Then I had my lid ready and the hairspray. I sprayed the hairspray in and quickly put the lid on top. And you can see that cloud that formed immediately inside. I put the ice on top because that cooled the air inside as it rose and allowed it to condense. Because going from a gas to a liquid, you need it to cool down now and to condense. Now, what did it condense around? When clouds form in the atmosphere, they condense around particles of dust and dirt and pollen, pollution that we put into the air. So that's why we added the hairspray. Those particles of hairspray that we put inside allowed the water vapor, the gas, to condense around them as it cooled and form some condensation. So that is what we had happening in our Make a Cloud experiment. We had the water vapor formed by the boiling water. We cooled it so it could condense around the hairspray particles, just like what is happening in the real world when clouds are formed. When the warm air rises, the water vapor, it cools and condenses around particles in our atmosphere. So here we go. I'm trying it one more time here just to see. Again, water vapor. It cools when it reaches the top where the ice is, and it condenses around those hairspray molecules. That's why we get that cloud in the jar. I did mention we're going to try this a couple more times. There's different ways you can do this, different variations, all pretty cool looking. So over time, we will try this experiment a few more times in different ways. But there we go, making a cloud in a jar.